Hello, my name is Jack. Today I want to share my morning at the market. It is a bright and sunny day, and the air feels cool and fresh. I wake up at 7 a.m., eat my breakfast, and get ready. At 9 a.m., I put on my shoes, take my small shopping bag, and leave my house. I feel excited because I plan to buy fruit, vegetables, and maybe some flowers. As I walk down the street, I hear birds singing and cars passing by. When I arrive at the market, I see many people. Some people are walking quickly, some are talking to friends, and others are buying food. The market is busy, but it is full of life and color. There are many shops and stands. On the left side, I see a fruit stand with big baskets of apples, bananas, and grapes. The apples are red, the bananas are yellow, and the grapes are purple. On the right side, I see fresh vegetables like green cucumbers, orange carrots, and red tomatoes. Everything looks fresh and clean. I walk to a fruit stand first. A kind woman smiles at me and says, "Good morning. How can I help you?" I smile back and say, "Good morning. I want to buy some bananas, please." She points to a basket and says, $1 for one banana. I look at the bananas carefully. They look sweet and fresh, so I take 3. I give her $3 and she puts the bananas in a small paper bag. She smiles and says, "Thank you." I reply, "Thank you too." Next, I move to another stand. This one has many oranges. I pick up one and ask the seller, "Are these sweet?" He nods and says, "Yes, very sweet." I decide to buy 4 oranges. He puts them in a bag and I pay him. The oranges smell fresh and juicy. I cannot wait to eat them later. As I walk further, I see a stand with strawberries. They are small and bright red. I ask the shopkeeper, "How much are the strawberries?" She answers, $2 for one box. I think for a moment and decide to buy one box. She wraps it carefully and gives it to me. While walking, I listen to people around me speaking. Some talk about prices, others talk about dinner, and some laugh with friends. I try to understand their words. I do not know every word, but I listen carefully and learn. It is good practice for my English. Before I leave, I stop at a vegetable stand. I buy 2 carrots, some lettuce, and 1 tomato. The seller is friendly and says, "Have a nice day." I smile and reply, "You too." My bag is now full of fresh food. I feel happy because I spoke English with many people and bought healthy food. The market is fun, colorful, and full of energy. I know I will come here again next week. After I finish buying some fruit, I hear someone calling my name. I turn around and see my friend David. He waves and walks toward me with a big smile. "Hi, Jack," he says. I smile back and reply, "Hi, David. What are you doing here?" David says, "I came to buy food for my family." He shows me a small basket with oranges, bread, and eggs inside. "My mother wants to make a big dinner tonight," he explains. I laugh and say, "That sounds nice. I am buying some fruit and vegetables today." We decide to walk around the market together. David and I both like practicing English, so we talk in simple sentences while shopping. He asks me, "What fruit do you like best?" I think for a moment and answer, "I like strawberries. They are sweet and soft." David nods and says, "I like grapes. They are small and easy to eat." As we walk, we see a stand full of colorful flowers. There are red roses, yellow sunflowers, and white lilies. David says, "These flowers are beautiful. My mother loves flowers." He asks the shopkeeper, "How much are the sunflowers?" The shopkeeper smiles and says, $2 for one." David buys one sunflower and carefully puts it in his basket. I also stop to look at a table full of fresh bread. The smell is warm and sweet. I ask the seller, "Is this bread soft?" She nods and says, "Yes, very soft and fresh." I buy one small loaf for my breakfast tomorrow. David and I keep walking through the busy market. We hear people talking, laughing, and calling out prices. Some people sell fish, others sell cheese, and some sell drinks. We stop at a juice stand and see bottles of orange juice and apple juice. David says, "I am thirsty. Let's buy some juice." I agree, and we each buy a small bottle of orange juice. It tastes cold and sweet. We both say, "Delicious," and laugh. As we sit on a bench to rest, David opens his bag and shows me the new words he learned today. He writes down, sunflower, bread, juice, basket, and fresh. I take out my notebook and write the same words. We practice saying the words slowly. Sunflower, bread, juice, basket, fresh. Before we leave, David asks if I want to visit another part of the market where people sell handmade things. We walk there and see small bags, wooden toys, and colorful hats. I like a blue hat and ask the seller, "How much is this?" She says, $5. I decide to buy it because I need a hat for sunny days. David and I smile because we are learning many new words while shopping. It feels fun and easy to practice English here. We plan to come back next week to learn even more. After walking around the market for a long time, David and I feel a little tired, so we decide to sit on a wooden bench near the flower stand. The weather is warm, and we can hear soft music from a nearby cafe. We take out our notebooks and start practicing English together. I write down the new words I learned today: banana, tomato, strawberry, sunflower, bread, and juice. David writes the same words and says each one slowly. We repeat them together: banana, tomato, strawberry, sunflower, bread, juice. We laugh when we make mistakes, but we keep trying. It is fun to learn like this. Next, we practice making short sentences with the new words. I say, "I like bananas." David says, "My mother buys bread." I add, "Strawberries are red." David smiles and says, "Orange juice is sweet." We help each other when we forget a word. It feels good to practice English in a real place with real things around us. After resting, we decide to walk to the park near the market. The park is small but beautiful. There are tall green trees, soft grass, and a little fountain in the middle. We sit on the grass and drink the rest of our juice. Children are playing, and we hear people talking and laughing. We listen carefully to their words and try to understand simple sentences. David asks me, "Do you understand everything?" I shake my head and say, "Not everything, but I understand some words." He smiles and says, "It's okay. We learn step by step." This makes me feel better because I know we are improving every day. Before leaving the park, we review more English words. We point to things around us and say their names: tree, bench, grass, fountain, flower, sky. We repeat the words 3 times. This makes them easy to remember. When the sun begins to set, David says, "I need to go home now." I nod and say, "Me too." We walk back together to the bus stop. While waiting, we talk about our plans for the weekend. David wants to cook dinner for his family, and I plan to watch an English movie to practice listening. The bus arrives, and we sit by the window. We look at the bags full of fruit, bread, and flowers. I feel proud because today I spoke English with many people and understood more than before. I also learned useful words for shopping and daily life. When I get home, I put my shopping on the table and take out my notebook again. I write about my day, the market, the park, the juice, and my time with David. Writing helps me remember everything better. After that, I listen to an English song and repeat some of the lyrics slowly. Before going to bed, I think about the day. I feel happy because I learned new words, practiced speaking, and spent time with a friend. I know that if I practice a little every day, I will speak English better and better. I look forward to going back to the market next week to learn more. Lesson tip: practice English in real places. Use simple sentences. Ask questions, listen carefully, and write down new words. Learning step by step makes you stronger every day.